My mother unintentionally changed my girl's 21st celebration into my sibling's celebration for her coming child. Same time, same place. Your sister's baby is more important, she told me. My girl sobbed for a long time. I didn't shout. I quietly phoned the place's manager, my old employer, and told him I need some help. He replied, your mom just phoned to check everything. What do you need from me? I grinned and said, hey everyone. My daughter had been dreaming of her 21st birthday since last year. Not constantly, not dramatically, just softly the way she usually does. She'd bring it up when we did chores together, on trips to the store, when she put away clothes on weekends. It was never about presents or a scene. It was about finally feeling noticed. 21 feels significant, she told me once, with a small smile, like I made it through. She was right. My girl had always been the low-maintenance one, the reliable one, the one who never made trouble and never asked for extra. She learned to shrink her own light so others could shine, and I knew perfectly well where she picked that up. We organized the event as a team. She picked the spot, a comfortable place with gentle lamps and big wooden benches, not fancy, but lovely. She chose quiet shades, mellow tunes, a plain dessert with only her name. No big fuss, she told me kindly. I just want to feel relaxed. I promised her she would. I paid for it myself. I handled the invites myself. I made certain my mom and sister understood what this day was about. Or so I believed. The day of the party, my daughter entered the kitchen ready to go. She seemed anxious but happy. Her hair was fixed nicely. She kept smoothing her outfit, as if to calm herself. You look stunning, I said. She smiled. I hope everyone enjoys themselves. That sentence hurt me deeply in a way she couldn't see. When we got to the location, the first thing I saw was the lot. It was too full. Unfamiliar vehicles. People carrying presents that didn't look right. My daughter paused next to me. Mom, are we late? She asked. I shook my head slowly. No, I said. We're not. We went in and everything froze. Pale balloons covered the walls. A huge sign was hung across the space. Tables piled with infant outfits, plush toys, nappies. My heart sank so fast the ground seemed to disappear. My daughter was silent at first. She just looked. Her face went white, then puzzled, then it clicked. No, she breathed. No, no, no. That's when my mom showed up, looking pleased with herself. Oh good, you're here, she said brightly. Right on time. I felt my face grow hot. What is all this? I asked. She looked at me like I was being difficult. Well, she said. Your sister is expecting, and we already had this place booked, so it seemed practical. My daughter gripped my hand. This is her day, I said carefully. My mother let out a breath. Yes, I know, but really, this is a new life. That takes priority. The words weren't just mean. They felt like a final judgment. My daughter turned and walked to the restroom without a sound. She didn't make a noise. She didn't weep where people could hear. She vanished and the event just went on. People chuckled, embraced my sister, admired the setup. Nobody wondered where the guest of honor had gone. I tapped lightly on the door. Honey, I whispered. Nothing. I could hear crying. Soft. Unsteady. I'm here, I said. I'm right outside. Time went by. 10 minutes, 20, nearly an hour. When the door finally opened, my daughter's face was puffy and blotchy. Makeup ran down her skin. Her eyes looked empty. Not furious, not performative, just broken. I don't want to stay, she said. I held her. I know. My sister passed us right then, touching her stomach pointedly. Oh, don't take it so personally, she said. You'll have lots more birthdays. My daughter winced. Something in me became very, very calm. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't fight. I didn't make a scene. I went outside, took out my phone, and looked at one contact for a long time. The manager of the venue, my old boss, the man who saw me work to the bone years ago and once told me, if you're ever in a bind, call me. I tapped his name. He picked up right away. Hey, he said kindly. Is everything all right? I need you to do something for me, I said evenly. There was a beat of silence. Then he said something that made my mouth lift in a tiny, quiet smile. Your mother just called to confirm everything, he said. What would you like me to do? And in that moment, I realized something my mother didn't. This wasn't her event. It never had been. And that's when I made a choice that would shift how my family saw us for good. I stayed outside a little while after hanging up, my hand still clutching my phone like it was the only real thing left. Inside, I could hear the chatter. My sister's laugh. Loud, happy, unconcerned. It floated through the doors as if everything was normal, as if my daughter wasn't sitting by herself wondering how her special day had vanished. For too long, I had confused quiet with agreement. I wouldn't do that again. I breathed in and walked back in. My daughter was still where I'd last seen her, at a little table in the corner meant for presents, not a person. Her cake sat in front of her, her name written in frosting, now partly blocked by pink streamers and baby decor. She wasn't crying now, and that worried me more than if she were. She was gazing at the unlit candles like they were for a stranger. I sat next to her and held her hand. Give me a little time, I said quietly. Then we're going to make this right. She nodded, trusting me without knowing how. That trust sat heavy in my heart. 10 minutes later, the manager walked in. He didn't make an entrance. He didn't grin. And the mood in the room shifted instantly. My mother stood up straighter, ready for a fight. My sister's smile became stiff, already putting on a pleasant face. People looked over, sensing a change. He walked directly to my mother. Could I have a word? He asked politely. She laughed, but her eyes darted to me, and that's when the doubt began to show. They stepped away. I couldn't catch every word, but I saw it on my mother's face. Confusion first, then annoyance, then shock. What do you mean? That can't be, she said sharply, loud enough for others to hear. He kept his tone steady. The reservation, he said. It's for a birthday, not a joint occasion. My mother huffed. I confirmed it myself. He nodded. You confirmed the time, not a change of purpose. My sister walked over, hand on her stomach. There's been a misunderstanding, she said sweetly. He turned to her. The agreement, he stated clearly, names one person being honored. Quiet fell around them. I'm sorry, he went on, speaking just loud enough for the room, but the baby celebration will need to find another location. A murmur spread through the crowd. My mother's face went pale. You can't do this, she whispered harshly. I can, he replied calmly. You have 15 minutes. My daughter squeezed my fingers. What's going on, she murmured. I bent close and met her gaze. You're getting your birthday back, I said. She gasped. What happened next was messy. My sister yelled, saying the venue was being unfair. My mother demanded money back that wasn't owed. Guests mumbled, uncomfortable and not sure what to do. I didn't get involved. I stayed with my daughter. That was what mattered. As the baby shower people began to leave, flustered and annoyed, the space slowly cleared out. My sister marched past us, her eyes fiery. You planned this, she snapped. I looked at her calmly. No, I said. You did. She turned away, weeping, but not from regret. From losing her moment. My mother waited. This was too much, she said quietly. You could have been generous. I held her stare. You didn't ask, I answered. You assumed. Her mouth opened, then shut. For once, she was speechless. The staff worked fast. They took down the pink balloons. They boxed up the baby presents. They moved the cake to the center. The soft music came back on. The room transformed. So did my daughter. She stood up slowly, as if unsure it was okay. Is it really mine again? She asked. I smiled. It always was. She let out a trembling laugh and hugged me so hard I had to shut my eyes. That evening, she laughed. A real, deep laugh. She danced with her friends. She blew out her candles. She said goodbye to everyone with an assurance I hadn't seen in so long. And when the lights were low and everyone had gone, she sat next to me and said something softly. I didn't think anyone would pick me. My heart cracked and mended in the same instant. I will always pick you, I said. The consequences came later. They always do. My mother phoned the next day, angry. You made the family look bad, she said. You embarrassed your sister. I replied quietly, you embarrassed my daughter. My sister cut off contact everywhere. I didn't try to fix it. Weeks went by, then months, and the quiet that followed wasn't empty. It was calm. One night as we cleaned up after dinner, my daughter spoke softly. Mom, yes? Thank you for not screaming. I stopped. Why? Because you stood up for me without tearing me down too, she said. I felt a tightness in my throat. When someone shows you who they value most, believe them. Family isn't just about relation. It's about who guards you. Love isn't shown only by what you give up. It's shown by the lines you draw. Kids remember who spoke up for them. They remember who stayed quiet. And long after the balloons pop and the cake is eaten, they hold on to one simple fact: whether they were the priority. Choose that priority wisely. That's the story. Thanks for listening.